weirder. Is it weirder than most days? I think this game is the weirdest thing I've ever done in like the past year or so. There's something about this game is strange. Everything about the stream is weird, but like this game in particular is just strange. We're back with Angeline Era. I love this game, and this game gave me a heart attack. So I was talking about a little bit in the pre-stream, but Steam has this thing where they tell you that the game has an update. You click on it, it takes you to the wrong update notice, and I don't know why. It's been a weird bug on my end. Or it'll tell you an update notice for an update that's already passed, and it's like the most recent one that it shows, but there's actually been more updates to it. And the thing that it said was, in the update, it was like, hey, for those of you who chose Hand Tandy's challenge, you didn't actually get the challenge. And I was like, holy shit. And then it was like, you had to restart the game. And I was like, oh no, you have to restart the entire game. Turns out we don't have to, because we played the game after the patch. So I am playing on the highest difficulty, but I was ready to restart the game until I checked after, and I was like, oh, it's been 2 days since that update. So, and you know what's funny? When I started the game, I think I remember saying, oh, I have to update it? Why? Why do I have to update it? It's a good thing that I did, because imagine not updating it, and we didn't get the full experience. Streamer just wants to get back to the boat. I need to see what's inside that boat. It has to be something there. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's so many of them. What is this? Oh, tall grass just to hide the monsters. Granted, I think that boat level was a really cool level. Like, just thinking about this game, and it's a craving that I've been having for this game. It's because of the way that the game opens up that I think makes this game so good. Compared to other such types of games, like a lot of other games can feel very, a lot of the games, the level design can feel very uninspired, let's say, right? Like, not to say that a linear level is bad, or to say that like a boring level is necessarily not fun. Sometimes you want simplicity, and sometimes the simplicity is enough for you to have fun. But this game has such a powerful level design that it feels like every other game with any level design at all feels weaker than what this is. You know, like, how do I explain this? I don't see any level design like this in any other game. It's actually fascinating how good this is at basically feeling like you have a lot of options to move in, despite it being a very linear game. And it's because of the variety of enemies, it's because of the way that the game mechanics are, and it's because of the way that it remixes them despite being the exact same challenge that you've always had. It's like the limitations of the combat system, the way that you have to like move to, the way that you have to be facing something to be able to like hit it, the fact that you have to move into it consciously, and the fact that the levels themselves play with different perspectives, but you also can't really go too far out of bounds. And it's mostly about you having to think about searching in a certain spot or something. Like, all of that really makes it feel nice to play. Does it make sense? I don't know if it makes sense. Like, see this level where you have to like deal with the carrots as they hit you, as they like dive bomb you. You just don't get that, despite the fact that we've seen this enemy over and over. Here, it feels fresh because of the way that you deal with them. You really don't know who your messages can touch. What? And I feel like you just don't get this from other games. Like, the closest one that I can think of is maybe Silksong at this moment that is fresh in my memory. But really, in general, most Metroidvanias. Like, I feel like Castlevania has this too, where you can fight the same enemy over and over and over, but because the room layout, the game's kind of quiet, is slightly different. It feels like you're getting a new, fresh experience every single time, even though it's basically the exact same thing over and over. But it's just the way that things are laid out and the way that things are placed that makes it feel so good. And that's what this game has. I've been craving this. What the hell is this? And the boat level was a really good intro to it, too. What? Oh shit. What? What? Do you see this? That's sick. That's a real carrot. That's a fake carrot. You're a real carrot. You're a fake carrot. So real carrots aren't in the floor. Sorry, real carrots are in the floor, but not all the way in the floor. Our chests were made by craftsmen from different walks of life. Like, I don't know why, but like this level design doesn't really show up very often. I think in terms of platformers, the last one I can really think of was maybe Super Mario Odyssey. Where that one I think really surprised me with the way that it did things, where it felt like there was always like a new way to look at the level that you were on. Like it played with the idea of you going out of bounds very often. Silk Song for the enemy placements, as well as like the fact that it's like a Metroidvania, you use your powers in a certain way. But other than that, yeah, it just feels rare. Hello chat, how are you? Oh my god, it's a killer beetle. There's two of them. Okay, I think I'm good. We have all the keys. I don't know why I would want to go here, but might as well check it out. What exactly is over here? Why do I want to be here? Oh, I can actually go down and then up there. Oh, oops. Yeah, I'm very glad that we don't have to restart the game. I was very worried. Because even though this game is good, the one thing that this game, and sort of other games like it, sort of, it's hard for you to get over is that once you go through a level, it feels stale. It's actually why I'm very glad that this game keeps the variety up by only having you really need to go through a space once. You don't have to keep on going through it over and over. And once you're done, there's sort of no reason for you to ever go back. It's nice. Kill that. Kill that. Okay, I don't really know if I need to be here, but this is kind of hard. Kill that. I'm alive? Good. Okay, this is hard. Found a key. Oh god! I had a workshop in Dunamis Machi. What? But now it's gone, of course. In Dunamis Machi? What? All this to say, the boat level was a really good level. Like, when I think of the way that level could have gone, the fact that it taught you a lot about the game's mechanics and even just had them there for you to find these like secrets to like play around with. It was a very good opening to the game because you get a good bit of the story where it makes you question what's going on. It gives you, but it's not a linear experience. Like you go out and you immediately realize that, oh wait, as long as you look at the space and you think about the perspective and you think about the ways that you can, you know, the ways that you're seeing things and the ways that you should be seeing things. You know what I mean? It's hard to explain my thoughts, but I'm slowly building up an opinion of this game, where it's like, it feels like the level design is a masterclass. It's a masterclass in level design. Does it make sense? I'm not making any sense. How do people have such well-formed thoughts? How does somebody do that video that we saw where they said, my parents are siblings? And they do such a perfect reading of it that it feels like a real thing. And they can do that kind of sentence without a single missed point. Like everything feels... you know what it is? I need to shut up. I need to stop talking so much, and I just need to let the thoughts sink in and then slowly ferment until it's ready, and then I can say it. It's an era of mass-produced chess. My workshop will be left behind. Will you remember me? Yes, I will. But there's something there. I don't have the way with words, but I hope to get to that point eventually where I can explain my thoughts on this game in a way that makes sense. That is also very clear and concise and interesting to listen to. That's actually been my major problem, is how do I say something in a way that conveys just the information that I need, but also has a certain artistry to it that hooks you. Because I think artistry in the way that you say things is important. Because the way you communicate something is just as important as the thing that you're communicating. Because you could be right about something, but if you're not entertaining, no one will ever listen to you. It's why I take all of my life advice from Bill Murray. Kidding. That's an interesting level. It's already done. I can go over here, open this, and where's this go? That's interesting. Okay, this is new. This is a new system. Usually the levels end when you get the orb. But this time it's the level continues even though you can get the orb very early. Because that's the main objective, is the orb. Now we're getting into levels where you actually get to go even further if you want to. Whereas before, like the secrets were a part of the level DNA, but it wasn't really a thing that you could avoid sometimes. Or that you would avoid, but it didn't really matter. Where it was just a thing to get something new. Or to challenge yourself. Well, not to challenge yourself, but like just to get something new. Whereas this one feels like, oh, there's more to this, maybe you want to check it out. This feels like a secret level that's designed to like sate your curiosity. I'm actually glad that this game came out around this time too, because I don't really know how to explain it, but like for Silksong, for instance, the way that game does exploration, at least where we are now, it can feel very tedious to go through and figure out what's going on. Whereas this game, it doesn't feel very tedious. I know it seems like it should be tedious with me constantly scanning things, but there's something interesting about the fact that about the ways that I'm looking at the world. Whereas with Silksong, right, the secrets are very obvious. You see a thing floating in the sky, you know that you can hit that thing floating in the sky to give you height. You see, you know, like a flying monster, and you see a platform out of reach, you know that you can probably use that flying monster to get you there, right? Whereas this, it's more about looking at the map and trying to figure out, based on your perspective, what you should be. What the fuck is going on? Plants will not grow in this soil. Then why is the taste so rich? What? Like here, like even this makes me wonder what exactly is it that I'm supposed to be seeing? Because the rocks look the way that they are, but then you see these tilled fields. It's as if it's trying to tell me something. But then, maybe I'm going too far with it. Maybe there is no such thing as a hidden message. Maybe the hidden message is that only I can farm things. Is that a cross? Holy shit, that's a cross. Feeling a divine presence, Tets takes a moment to reflect. What? What? Why does it look like he's jerking off? It's his stance and the way that his hands are. Feeling a divine presence, Tets takes a moment to reflect. From this perspective, is there something that I should be seeing? Or maybe this is a lesson. Because you know how the wall that he's sitting on, right? The wall that he's sitting on in the game, we can't jump over for gameplay reasons. But maybe this is what it's trying to tell us, is that these walls that you think you can't go on, you can go on them. Reflect on that. Press this to finish. Can I do that again? I can. I can keep reflecting on divinity. That's weird. So what's all these then? And what is it that we're really growing as Tets? Because now I wonder about the plants that we're putting down on the floor, right? The plants have to mean something. Are these plants... Maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the message about the angels. That the angels themselves cannot create like the source of a divine presence because of their nature, and that's why they need people. Because people and their faith is what builds a divine presence. I don't know. It's something like that. There's something there. There's something there. I need a mount. We go over here. I'm gonna use a mount. And you know, as the year comes to a close, we're gonna have to think about other types of games too. I've actually been thinking about the playlist for other games, because even though this game's really... What the fuck? Even though this game is really good, I've been thinking about what other games that we need to finish as well, because it's not just this game. We haven't finished a large amount of games. We haven't finished Road Warden, which is 160 coins. Why was that such a shaking... Why was that such a weird screen shake effect? We haven't finished other types of games too, adventure games like Silksong. There's a lot of games that we just haven't finished that we do have to go to. So I've been thinking about the schedule. I don't think we'll finish them this year. We'll finish them next year though. we'll have a lot more time next year, I think, to do all the games. And I'm gonna make a solemn prom. I'm gonna make I guess not a solemn promise. I'm gonna make a promise that we finish games only. Because I've had this feeling in other games, but every time I stop them too early, I don't have enough time to build the point up. I don't have enough time to like think about it. I'm trying to organize my like thoughts here. But every time I don't finish a game, I feel like I'm wasting the game's potential in terms of like what I could be feeling from it and the ways that I can be seeing it. Please get me out. Please leave. Please be the leave. Hold space to dismount, sure. Okay, so there's nothing over here. But now we get to go to this mountain range. And there's a forest over here. And there's actually a whole bridge on the bottom right side, the top right side of the map as well, that I can't get to yet. It's either I'm missing some angle of a jump that I could do around that bridge area, or I just am missing something in general. Go forward. Oops, down. Left. Oh, left. Oh god, we're gonna die. It's over. I messed up too many times. At least this one doesn't fail you outright. It's been nice playing these games too, because like it's been giving me more and more ideas of how I can make the stuff that I want to make too. Because the one thing that I will take more seriously next year is a lot of the projects that I started that we didn't get to finish on the stream. Root shells round. What? Do you think it's strange that the root shells explode themselves? They're spreading their spores to the wind. The what? However, I will say this, I don't think Snow Job is going to be finished by this year. The way and the pace that I'm going with that VR chat map, I don't think it's going to happen. And it's all because I don't have the artistic skills to make it happen. I knew that was going to bite me in the ass at some point, but I'm not good enough to like draw stuff. Classic. Okay, but next year, how about this? Next year, we do drawing streams, okay? You see my progression from a novice artist into a master artiste. Classic. Yay, drawing stream. I just want you to know, I'm bad at drawing. Oh, these are the root shells. So they explode to spread their seed. It's interesting that I can't get this one. As if it's stuck. So I can't draw at all. It's actually pretty interesting to think about the idea of like doing a stream in a skill that you're not good at. Because the one thing that I don't really find very often is like material that talks about someone's, or like that like shows the progress that people have when they're making something. The closest thing that I can think of was this one thread on Polycount, where someone went from no drawing skill all the way to being able to draw masterpieces. And it took them 12 years. Like the thread is 12 years long, and you could see their progress over the years and the amount of advice that people gave, good and bad. And you could even see like people coming in and saying, "There's no point in doing this. You should just give up." And I was like, "Damn! Like it's cool to see all of that." What? The hell is this level? Not that I think it's going to be particularly entertaining as a stream, but it's going to be entertaining for me to at least have an archive to look back on. But we'll see. There's a lot of other skills that I need to work on, and honestly, not to say that I think you need to do them in public, but I think it's interesting to do so as like a weird mix of like the live streaming experience of the fun that you have, so to keep your attention while you're going through the motions, combined with the actual act of like getting better at the skill too. Though I don't know how successful that's going to be. Why is it so fucking weird here? What's that noise? You can't hit this. So only some of them you can hit. And a lot of these birds are just staring at them. This is a weird level. It's almost like I'm stumbling into some new place that I shouldn't be. Some realm that isn't made for like humans. I also really want to try to convert that like a rock climbing story into something real. So that rock climbing story, I've been working on it slowly over time. It's been getting more and more solid in my mind. Feeling a divine presence. Tets takes a moment to reflect. Here? This is weird. It's terrifying. The way that's so silent, quiet. It's almost like Tets is unaware of what's going on. These things sound like clocks, the way that they're ticking like that. Almost like they're a ticking time bomb, which I guess makes sense given that they're trying to spread their spores. You know, this is a great game to go from the cave diving into. I think the cave diving game was a very serious affair. Very serious about, you know, what story it was trying to tell, and very serious about using the experience of cave diving as a way for you to almost have like a meditative experience. To go into this game, which requires some level of deep thought and meditation to, I feel like, understand, or maybe I'm reading too deeply into it. It's good. Not a single one of these things is moving. Wait, I just realized, look at them. They're growing. They're like pulsating. They're growing larger and larger. And then smaller and smaller. They're fluctuating. There's a return button. Why? That's crazy. Okay. I guess we ignore everything. You don't need to kill a single bat. You actually don't need to do a single thing here. You can just leave. And even the jumping pad seems oddly placed. It's almost as if I'm missing some very important mechanic here. But I can't figure out what. There's something about the way that I can jump around here with those pads, especially that first one, that makes me think that I'm not seeing something. Which is probably what the meditation was supposed to show me. Okay, so go here. Okay, those are going to explode. Oops. The key I think is down here, but let's see if I can break this thing out completely. There we go. That way I can see what I'm getting into. How far does it go down? Very far. Oh, you go here. Oh, I see. Okay. And now everything should be stable now, and I should be able to go down very smoothly. But where am I going to? Oh, that's so weird. The way that it said that these things are spores, and the way that it said that these things are growing. What is this? What have I done? Ancient sphere drove some to underground. What? Tets found a key. It only opens gates on this level. Sending prayer to the other world. Wait, this is I need something to open this portal. There's one portal at the beginning of the game that's close to the ocean side, the bottom right side. And this is another hidden portal that you can probably find that you have to open up too. And this is only a portal that you would find if you actually go through the motion, if you actually go through the entire journey of exploring the entire map. Because you can actually get to the end portion of the map very quickly, and you can actually move on to the next section of the map, the next level, the next biome, very early compared to this. You would have to willingly stay here. This feels like a whole secret thing that you're stumbling upon. That's cool. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. There's only one place left to explore here. It's just this one spot that I couldn't figure out. This one. There's a bridge over here that you have to like somehow jump on top of, but I can't seem to make the angle. I just don't know if it's because I'm jumping it poorly, but feels like I should be able to make this. But For some reason, I just can't. And you can kind of delay your jump, but you can't delay it long enough to be able to make it through. Is there another way around? No. I don't think so. What was her side again? Hilltown. This was the town that was racist. They hated her for being a monster. Which I did too, because I thought she was evil, but... Is there really no way through here to get over there? That's her hiding cave. And we don't get access to her because she doesn't exist in this difficulty. I played in these woods, but that was long ago, before thorns were everywhere. The Wandering World. This was the multi-level place. Maybe there's no way there yet. Maybe we need like a specific mount. Because we do have upgrades for certain mounts too. So maybe we're missing something. Okay, we'll move on from here. There's another thing that this game does really well too, that I noticed that this game does, but other games don't really seem to do. The cutscenes that you stumble upon in this game, they feel odd. Like, you might stumble upon a random cutscene in a random town involving the angel, and it's a bit like Elden Ring, where you just don't know how it happened, or why the angel's here. Like, all of a sudden, the angel could just be standing here, and it just wants to like, talk to you about something. This whole game is just so good. But what if I can do that again? Maybe they'll tell me something. Because we slept with the angel. We both ended up inside the dream world. But did it open the bottom left? More magic? More what? So many scales. So many fish. There's nothing I can do. Okay. Alright. Looks like we get to go to the next biome. I'm interested to see how the biome is going to change. Do we get new enemy types? How much are they going to change? Because I feel like all the mechanics that could be done have been done, but I'm not that creative. And then if they change, is it annoying to have to learn them, or is it just as fun? Because usually, you know, whenever something changes the scope, it can be risky in the sense that, like, it has to execute to the same level to feel good. If it's even, you know, slightly off, it can feel very, very bad. We can go to either Michelle Park, which gives a wish, or we can go to the old overgrowth. So maybe we'll go here. Seems like the same thing. Oh, but this is the apartment building! The bottom for farmlands of Michelle Park bring with food. Yes! We have a travel sticker. Nice. It's like we're going on a tour trip. There's a mount over here. This mount sucks. There's a lot of places where... What the hell are you? I got webbed. Go quickly, go quickly. Down, left, up, left. Hit it again. I don't think you're supposed to hit it. I really can't tell. Oh, shit. There's a shop. The soul of a fae? What? They don't have souls. They're monsters. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is there a shop over here? Well, there's graves. I can plant flowers, eh? That's a fascinating title, too. The Soul of a Fae. Because it's implied within the game that these things are living creatures. But we just sort of treat them as monsters because we're on the side of the angels. But they're the ones being driven from their homeland. But they're also not nice. Because they're mean to humans, too. Like over here, there's just nothing there. Okay, there's a bed. Why is there a bed? Why is that thing on top of the grave? What? Where does this take me? The same sleep, right? Different bed position. That's a hint. Different bed position. If you want to go over there, you need to sleep inside the room that takes you there. We're getting closer. So the bottom left of the map is where you would go to sleep inside there. Maybe. What's this grave? What's this? Hey. Hee hee. Hee hee. I was selling a dagger to fulfill your wealth desires here, but the face stole it and ran off to Michel Park. A dagger to fulfill your wealth desires. Eat shit. You know, I was checking out more of the Game Awards drama, because I was thinking to myself, like, I thought my take was bad in the sense of, like, I didn't like the games there, but, you know, I respect the fact that they're there, and I thought maybe I was being too overdramatic, so I decided to check what the internet was saying about it, and I'm apparently the most normal person there is, because the amount of things that people were saying about the people that won, various categories, the games that won, the things that happened. My chest's bound for museums, rather than the whole damn great mystery. It's a set fate. Me saying that this should have been a Game Awards winner, and the fact that all the games there seem very like boring to me, is apparently a lot nicer than what people have been saying. Like, I even caught up on the various it's a drama that was surrounding like the various categories of people even, and I was like, oh my god, like this is nuts. It makes you realize how well adjusted I am. Which is saying a lot. Brewed strong. I can't drink coffee. And so this is the game. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. Nothing here. And the thing that got me was that people were very vitriolic about what won and what didn't. Like, it was sort of scary to me. Like, on the one hand, I have strong passions, but on the other hand, it sort of like reminds me a lot of like sports teams where people can be very vitriolic when it's like I'm over there in the corner, sort of going like, oh, you guys are serious about this stuff, and it's like I thought it was like a bit, but it's not really a bit. Like, everyone's actually like pissed off. That's the monster. Oh, that's what that monster does. I've only ever seen this monster as like a talking monster, where it tells me about things like, oh, we need a portal here. You can't die, can you? Oh, you can die. Good. But yeah, all this to segue into, if this game came out sooner, I think this would have been like a Game Awards contending game. Man, my points are stale today. I need something like interesting to like talk about. I should prepare like an entire list of things like say. Do you think there are people that do that actually? People who like go on stream and prepare like a list of things like say? Because I think about doing that a lot. Because sometimes it's sort of hard to think about what to say live. Even though that's sort of the point. Like, the whole point of the platform is to just come up with things off the top of your like dome. Talk about world politics. No, that's too easy. I actually think that people who talk about world politics have it the easiest, because all the talking points have been made for them. It's like a downstream funnel of shit. You know what I mean? It's like somebody's already pooped in the toilet, and it gets flushed. That's the reason why it's called world politics. Like that's the entire reason it exists. And so people who like commentate on it in like a non-serious manner, they have it the easiest, because all they're doing is just taking the shit that someone else already did or like said, and they're just saying what's already there. Hot take: it's harder to talk about your day than it is to talk about world politics, because how many of you are actually living your life on a daily basis? Same with me. Thank you for looking at my messages. Thank you for breaking my chest. I love you. Thank you. I'm trying to live a normal life now, but everyone smells the shame of what I've done. What? What's the shame? What does that mean? Your shame? You shit your pants? Is this real life or is this reality? I always love saying that phrase. There's something funny about the idea of trying to like separate the concept of real life to reality, and then trying to say it as if it's a very meaningful phrase. Is this real life or is this reality? Maybe this is the mud pool. They did talk about the mud pool somewhere. You know what's really hard to talk about? Like a genuinely difficult topic to talk about? Fuck, I'm gonna do fairly. See? It's talking about what you want to talk about. It's hard to talk about the things that you want to talk about. What's a good topic? You've seen all messages. What? What? Wait, maybe the game creator also ran into that problem. Imagine you make a game where your chest talk to you and you have to keep making messages for like chests. And at some point you run out of stuff to like say too. I guess I can't really jump her. Oh, you know what? I can't talk about the incoming snowfall. I remember being very excited for snowfall, but the more that the snow falls, the less that I want to have the snow fall, because I'm realizing that the shoveling has been getting harder. And it's actually messed up in Canada because for some reason our snow season, I mean, we know why. It's global warming. Well, I guess it depends on what school of thought that you subscribe to, right? It's like, if you subscribe to YouTubers, then global warming doesn't really exist. But because of the global warming, the snow doesn't fall consistently anymore. So we might randomly get like a day full of snow, where it's like a snowstorm one single day. And then the rest of the time, there's just not enough snow. It's actually messed up, because I don't know how to explain this. I feel like I feel better consistently shoveling versus not consistently shoveling. Because it takes a lot more effort to like go and get ready for shoveling. This is a bad topic. What is a good, relatable topic? Am I no longer relatable to people? You finally got snow, and it sucked, and it stuck, and it didn't melt right away. Oh no, that sucks. And is it like the like snow layer now, where it's like very, very like thick? Speaking of sports, sorry, I'll read the message soon. I'm funny for my life here. I wasted all of my good topics during the cave diving thing. About sports, apparently the drama with the peanut guy and his audience was being toxic towards VTubers, and was seemingly okay with that. Yeah, that's what I heard so too. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. I mean, that's crazy to me that people still do that. Where I keep hearing the same thing of like, I don't fear death, so I enjoy it every day. I always hear this thing of like, oh, VTubers are people trying to hide themselves. I'm like, yeah, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? And also like, is that such a bad thing to not want to show yourself? Like, it's actually fascinating the way that whole commentary has like gone. Because I didn't know this, but apparently people say things like, oh, that's actually a 40-year-old person on the opposite end. But I'm like, so what if it is? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that the point of life, to like live the life that you want to? That's sick. That's sick. It's solid now. Oh no, so it's like solid ice bricks. Oh no. That's the worst part about the like snow. It needs to be consistently snowing to stay fluffy. If it stops at any moment, that's what happens. Like, it just starts to melt and it feels bad. But yeah, like it's, I think I said this last time too, when chat was alluding to some weird drama in involving like a VTubers. But I said this last time, how it's like both the audiences of VTubers can be bad, but also just in general, people who think about VTubers tend to be awful as well. Like, it's weird how it's such a divisive topic to have somebody like just have a costume. I don't know. Like, no one says this about cosplay. Or was there drama about cosplay? Like why aren't you actually like an orphan or something? Or like someone cosplays Elle and it's like, huh, what do you know about serial killers, right? Wait, this is a cross. Let's contemplate. Feeling a divine presence. Well, what if you were a streamer that wears a mask on the camera? Is that a VTuber in the IRL? Yes. Now you're getting it, right? Because it's like, when does the where does the line get drawn? That's why it's crazy to me that it's a problem. Because it doesn't feel real. It actually feels like all of this is manufactured in some way by like people. Like, it just, none of this conversation, because no one in real life gives a fuck. If you tell a person in real life that someone is a VTuber, they just say, oh, that's cool. Like, it's a whole different attitude IRL. It's actually strange to me. And yeah, then you get into philosophical topics. Like, is it the mask? Like, what is it really? What's the problem? Though I'm pretty sure Bane had something to say about that in Batman. And do VTubers hate 2D/PNG tubers? I think they see them more like they're like grandfathers. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like the progenitor. It's like the way that we look at like cavemen. Why is there a boxer? The box seems incredibly important for something, but I can't tell what. Where do I sit in the cutscene? Actually, where? Depends on where I sit. It's right there. Can I move the box there? To this exact tile right here. But yeah, I imagine it's like seeing the progenitor. It's like it's the way that like you see old singers, or like the way that you would see like the old masters of like art. They were there first. Fish when? Oh, we killed the fish. Actually, yeah, wait, yeah, true. We haven't seen the fish ever again. Maybe the fish is like a one-time monster. I need to take a quick phone call. This is bad timing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. You demand some fish gameplay. He's calling the fish. Fish what? I actually think fishing games are the hardest games to make. Like, of the games that you could think of to try to make, I think fishing games are harder than any other type of game. I think it's easier to make a VR game than it is a fishing game, because fishing games are fundamentally boring. I don't know what it is about the genre, but it's really hard to make a truly fun, engaging fishing game that isn't just a matter of waiting. It's like the one, you know what it is? It's just because fishing itself is like antithetical to the idea of a game. The only reason, and this is the only reason that people who fish enjoy fishing is because they get to take the life from someone. From like a living thing. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it. It's like hunting like an elephant or something. From what you've seen, VTubers usually consider PNG tubers the same as VTubers. Yeah, exactly, because it's like all the exact same thing. Isn't it a bit like cosplay? You can make your outfit from a Lunafoil, or you can spend more money and effort to do something more. Yeah, exactly. It's the same as cosplay. And really, that's why it's so funny to me that like there's so much drama around it, because it's like, it's just cosplay. Everyone's okay with it if you have like massive titties. Everyone's totally fine with you doing this stuff if you have massive titties. Or like if you're playing like a character that's like super well loved. You know what I mean? Like everyone's okay with it if it's like a popular thing that they grew up with, but they're not okay with it actually because it has to be within their constraints. You know what I mean? Like it's not actually like an enjoyment of the art of it. It's just a vehicle for their other things. Not to say that the titties are bad. I'm just saying that like it's like people put their perverse thoughts onto it that like makes it, you know, that like ruins it almost, where it's like it doesn't, it's the way that they don't actually care about it. They just care about it in the sense of like it does something to them or like for them. You know what I mean? Like it's an act that has to do something for them to enjoy it instead of just appreciating it as is. You just thought that they would make fun of them due to not knowing how to do the 3D animations or have the resources. I mean, there's the flat arters. Like there is the like funny thing of like the meme of like you're a flat artist, almost like a flat earther. But I think that's just mostly a meme in the sense of like it's funny to call someone that, and I don't think people actually genuinely believe that makes a divide in sort of who someone is in terms of what they make. I think it's just funny to say and call someone a flat arter. A fish level could be its own game. It could be. It could be. I don't know where I'm going. Chat, today is just not the sauce, okay? Today's just not the sauce. I think what I'm gonna do from now on is I'm gonna prepare different topics. Do you know why? I think I've lost it. I think I've lost that like edge. I think I've lost that like magic that makes live streaming work. Is that a radiator? I'm washed out. Yeah. Exactly. Like I'm washed up now. And I've only been doing it for 3 years. Which again makes you realize people who could do it for like multiple years on end, like that's impressive. I know people say that streaming is not a job, but like actually genuinely, I actually do think that there's a level of talent or like skill that you have to have in being able to like talk about things and then like continually, you know, be interesting over a long period of time. It's like that thing that I keep talking about of like, if you are a streamer and you quit your day job, I think you get more boring because then you have less things to talk about. Like you're less you can't like you don't relate to people. You don't have anything interesting to say because it's not grounded in like any real life. You're just saying things to like make a noise. But you just got here. Well, you came too late, okay? My best sauce was in January or like February or something. Now it's all over. At least you have 30 years of archives to watch. I mean, possibly infinite if you have Alzheimer's. Because we have God. The better nature of things is maintained safely in a receptacle far away from here. What? Forgetting God, we would be constrained to the present, lost, fumbling in the shadow world that we witness around us. Maybe that's what I need to do. I need to be more interesting. I need to do more interesting things. You know what I mean? Not to say that I don't do things. Like I am actually like a real person who like lives their life and does work and stuff, right? But I don't even like watch movies very often. At least recently. I just haven't really had the desire to. I've definitely been on like a, you know what it is? More interesting or more weird. Yeah, exactly. I did be more, I mean, either way, something, right? And you know what? I can point to exactly what. Remember when I showed my stream, my like Twitch recap thing, right? And it showed like 900 hours of watching streams? I think that's it. Because then it's like incest. Does that make sense? Then it's like incest. If you watch other streamers to get your topics on a daily life, it's like eating their shit. It's like the human centipede or something. It's like they've already digested it, but just because they digest it doesn't make it any better. It's not like Kopi Luwak. You know what I mean? It's not like Kopi Luwak. It's missing something. The acidity doesn't make it better. You'll get an apple. Wait, what? What does that mean? You'll get an apple? Like an Apple Watch? What does that mean? I don't know. Aren't anime characters often they're often provocative and sexually coded, aren't they? Yes, I do agree. I actually think, but I think they could be interesting and they do have the ability to be interesting. I think it's just more of the way that the industry has sort of like pushed them to be. Like the anime industry, I think just does them because it's what sells. But I think the style is actually much more versatile than just sexy. Okay, you know what? I can talk about this. Thank you. You've given me a good topic. Thank you. It means that you're hungry. Oh, like you're actually just hungry. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like an Apple MacBook or something. Okay, 2 topics now, okay? The ways that corporations hijack words and the ways that this stream chat, I'm thankful for the fact that everyone here treats it almost like a shittier Twitter. There's a couple of good animes that I think play with the style a lot more, that break away from the usual trends of anime where it's like it has to be sexy. There's one manga that I read recently that was really good called Ajin. That manga is really, really good. The style, okay, I can't even talk about the plot because I think the plot is the best part of it. Where it's the entire anime and the way that it looks and feels is so far from the typical gooner-filled fan service fest that is typically anime that it makes you wonder why the industry is sort of going that way, if that makes sense. It's like we don't get a lot of Josei, the tiger, and the fish type of anime films that talk about life. For the most part, we really see the like gooner stuff. But I do think that it is true that like most of it is gooner stuff. But it's really just a market thing, and it doesn't really feel like a genre thing. Like it doesn't really feel like it's because of the way that the genre is. I think it's just the market itself just loves that stuff. And I think we had this discussion before too of like why do they enjoy this stuff? Because it doesn't make sense to me either. Where it's like, okay, like it's nice to see titties, right? But sometimes I don't want to see titties. Sometimes I want to feel something. And I don't want to feel just titties. So sometimes I want to feel more. Sure, you're saying that there's a lot of goodness in the odds. Exactly, yeah. And it pushes the medium into a specific direction. Exactly, yeah. It's like the Miyazaki quote where he was like, he hated anime because of the way that the industry was like pushing it, right? It's just that like sense of like, oh man, like why are we stuck in this hell of just like pure Gune slop for no reason. Your apple has weird spots, ew, and you'll still eat it. The path to the Dark Cloud View is supposed to be along this waterway, but I can't find a way forward. Am I not ready? The what side view? Dark Cloud View. There's a lot of worthwhile anime, but effing hell, the situational comedy about falling in the tits and the shit like that is deranged. Usually, yes. And it sucks because like we know what could be out there, right? Like we know what could be out there in terms of like what is out there, and because we know, it's like it's hard to see it as anything other than a waste, almost a waste of all the skills and the talent and the like time. Though I will say this, on the one hand, like it sucks that it's there because it's all slop. On the other hand, you wouldn't have the good stuff if there wasn't slop. It's like real life, right? Slop has to exist to make money for the good stuff to survive and thrive. Because the good stuff will never make any money. Do I ever regret eating something? Yes, all the time. Every time you eat some fast food, every time I order a delivery meal, especially, I think delivery meals are the worst offender of this, where you will order something for delivery. And you still wonder yourself, why did I do that? Because when you do it, it just doesn't taste very good. And you get all the problems of like a delivery meal where it's like soggy, it tastes like shits, it's all the flavors are wrong. What the hell is this thing? Why is it shooting me? Why is it so strong? I'm gonna die. I also regret eating certain flavors of food very often. Not to say that I hate these flavors, but they get very boring very quickly. I hate eating, or I always regret eating things like Subway and stuff, where the flavor is very uniquely Subway, but at the same time the flavor is just sort of like, I don't know why I would eat so much of it, if that makes sense. It's not even that it's like fast food, it's something about the quality of its flavor that just feels poor. I didn't even need to kill these, I should just die. It's not the game. You regret eating. You regret. Wait, that'd be a great like almost like a that'd be a great writing device. I can see it being a very interesting poem almost, where you start out with this idea of like you regret doing something specific, and then you regret just the act of like the general act of doing it, and then you go into saying you regret. I regret not spending time with you. I regret not talking to you. I regret me and you. I regret. Oh shit, that's actually good. Something like that. Something like that. But getting closer. Aware. Maybe the only feeling that I can consistently channel is depression. Is this saying something about me? Should I speak to someone about this? Probably not. So if I go here, I'll avoid the monster. I won't kill it. I'll talk to the person instead. I don't want to fight this thing. Hey. I'm fascinated by Brother Flan, for I too seek to build understanding between men and fae. But I am sobered by his approach. What does it mean to cast the other in one's image, or vice versa? To explain the world is to change the world. To remember is to create. If you find any old text and travels, please bring it to me in Laga City. Yeah, sure. Fighting for my life here, man. Okay, maybe only hit it as it jumps. That's the trick. You hit it as it jumps. That's a cool change of the game mechanic, actually. I like that enemy. It changes the way that you fight it. You have to hit it as it jumps. My brother Flan. The young princess has a taste for honor, an elementary ethic which may come to fruition with faith. Many assume that I preach of heaven for fae, but I make no such promises. Shutting to God is its own reward, though the future be uncertain. The young princess tells interesting stories about her brother. Could it be that the Angeline traits have resurfaced in the Fae bloodline as if they're different people? Yeah, sure, and some of those Gunakole have some deeper going thing, has a deeper thing going on that you've like heard. Not just thing, but you heard that, for instance, Kill la Kill tries to do some commentary on it. Yeah, Kill la Kill. I mean, I wasn't really speaking about the like the like deeper meaning thing. I was just purely speaking in terms like market stuff. But yeah, Kill la Kill specifically, yeah, that one does, because the whole point of that thing is like it's a really fucked up world with a lot of perverse things going on, which is the whole commentary on the entire industry being all fucked up and very perverse in general, and really just a lot of media in general. No, you're fine. It's okay to feel this way. Blame it on seasonal sadness. Seasonal, haha. All the seasons, haha. I just feel this way every single season, haha. Yeah, you know what, chat? I'm gonna go to therapy. You know, chat? People should go to therapy because it makes the content that much better. Where am I going? I need to do something to spice up the like content, okay? Maybe I should start doing drugs. How do you talk about things? How do you know what to say about stuff? No, don't go to therapy. You'll lose the funny. I don't even. Okay, it's funny because it's like I don't think I'm that funny as is. I actually don't know why everyone watches me. Because, you know, I go to the VOD channel, there's like 5,000 views on something. So I'm like, where are you guys coming from? It doesn't make any sense. I don't think I'm that relatable. I think I'm more out of touch than I was before. I think I was funnier when I was more poor because I was much more relatable with like, you know, certain things in like life. Not to say that I'm not still relatively poor, but it's like I live a very privileged life, and so it's hard for me to like see things in a certain way. On top of that, I don't really consume things the way that I used to. I don't really read books anymore. I just read like webtoons and stuff, which are fine, but like isekai doesn't tell you shit, okay? Oh, the only lesson within an isekai webtoon is, wouldn't life be cool if it was better? It's like, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, sure, that's a great story. Yeah, sure. Life would be amazing if life was better. It's not that complicated. You also heard the take that anime style can be, like pedophile-like, because it doesn't have a lot of age indicators and they all look like young. Yeah, I've heard that take too. I can sort of see bits of it because lolly is lolly is a weird topic to like go on to, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like, on the one hand, it's drawings. Like it doesn't have the same level of harm that it does to like a real person. On the other hand, like it's kind of weird to draw someone that young in that way. I've seen some anime where the way that they draw like younger characters, it doesn't feel weird. Like, you know, like this is the thing, okay? Lolly defenders have to fight Miyazaki. Like it's like, because lolly defenders can go all they want and they say, oh, it's just cute, right? But you know, in Miyazaki, there's like no sexualization of the characters. You don't see them flash their panties. You don't see them getting like, you know, groped or paraded around. You don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that weird Gooner intersection that makes me go like, that's where it's a little bit strange to me and problematic, because it's like, even though it's art, what is it saying about the art, right? And that's why it's like the Gooner stuff is weird too, because it's like, it'd be one thing if it does that as part of the story, right? I've seen some stories that deal with that heavy topic very, very well. But for the most part, it's just like, hey, look at this sexy young person. It's like, that's fucking weird. Like, it's made for Leonardo. It's made for Leonardo DiCaprio, not for us. I can't believe I fell. That's the trick, is you jump over there. Isekai and webtoons are usually just some power fantasy with the author self-insert, and the waste of potential is a bit sad. Yes. Because, like, I feel like Isekai has a couple of ways that it could go that could be interesting. Because if you do have the power to see into the future, whether or not it's because, you know, you had lived it, or because you have the opportunity to, like, do something with it, what could be there? And again, it's the same thing that I talk about with the lolly stuff, where it's like drawing, so it's like, I'm not really super mad about it, because it's just drawings, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, it's the artist's desire to express themselves, and I think every single one of those is as valid as, like, next, where it's like, I don't look at it as it's like an invalid thing, the way that they want to express things like this. Because at the end of the day, it's just drawings. It's not really harming anyone, right? So isekai is there too, but isekai especially, it's like, I feel like there's so much potential with that. Yeah, like there's so much that you can do with it. Exactly. Yeah, there's one that I think is bordering on more interesting than other isekais I've seen, called Real Man. It's such a stupid name, but I think it's a very interesting take on the isekai genre. Is Alice in Wonderland an isekai? I guess it kind of is, yeah. Because don't they technically go to like an alternate reality version where they're fighting for their lives in those games? Or am I thinking of the wrong show? Alice in Wonderland. Oh wait, no. Are you talking about the anime, or are you talking about like the actual Alice? Was there like an Alice in Wonderland anime that's like a... No, not Fushigi no Kuni no Alice. What's that like? It has a very similar name. But yeah, the real... But yeah, the Western Alice in Wonderland, yes, I do agree. I think it is an isekai. But that's what I mean by like, that isekai talks about so many different interesting topics that... And it's weird how like the fandom around that has specifically become like its own interesting space as well, where they use it as a backdrop of like very interesting complex stories too, that I think to myself, like, that's the potential of an isekai. And that's from like a Western sort of like perspective, right? Not to say that it's like any more or less valid than like any other perspective, but like, it's sort of interesting how it doesn't go the opposite way. They did Alice in Borderlands. That's the one. Thank you. Alice in Borderlands. That's the one. Yeah. I was thinking of like that thriller series. Yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like something like that is what an isekai is. Like it's weird how we've gone backwards from like the isekai that was there into the isekai that's like here right now. Real Man is the closest isekai that I can think of that is at least maybe excited for the genre again. Because that isekai is sort of interesting in that it doesn't just play with the power of fantasy. It plays with the idea of like tendon, a bit of meat and cartilage. Someone got this before you. Too bad. Scrap? Okay, sure. Where it's like it's still very, you know, isekai power fantasy self-insert E. But I think it's got an interesting take on it where it's talking about sort of the world as it is and trying to use those powers to change it, you know what I mean? But like not in the same way that we normally think in terms of power fantasy, although in some cases it like definitely gets there, but in the ways that corporations are. Like if anything, it's an interesting isekai because it feels almost like a commentary on like corporate life as a whole. It feels closer to something like a Clockwork Orange. Wait, is it Clockwork Orange? No, what's that other one? American Psycho. It feels closer to American Psycho than any other type of media, even though it's like wrapped up in an isekai. John Carter of Mars has a similar premise. I love how that's called John Carter of Mars. That's like saying the licorice of the Earth or something. I don't know. It's like saying me of Twitch. John Carter of Mars is a fictional virgin soldier who acts as the initial protagonist of the Bars Room Stories by Edgar Rice Burroughs. These guys have been around for a while. It's just that people became more aware of them as a kind of genre because there's been a lot of them. I think, yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, we named it isekai, but sending a character to a different world is a concept as old as humanity itself. Yes, yeah. And I would even argue that it's not even that you guess, it's that you nailed it perfectly. Because that's... Even think about like, you know, like one of the oldest stories, right? Like the Odyssey. Oh, sorry, is it called the Odyssey or was it Beowulf? But like that whole thing of him going on this entire journey, like he's just going into a different world. I mean, why is there a Q? The myths and the legends of the world are basically just isekais themselves. I mean, even the idea of like, you know, the underpinnings of, I mean, this is probably a controversial thing to say, but like even the underpinnings of like, you know, various belief systems around the world are very isekai-like in the way that we're transporting ourselves into a different place where, you know, we probably have some more power. The concept of like an afterlife or something. Am I supposed to be killing them? I don't know if I feel good about this. Does that make sense? Like this, it's you've definitely nailed it in terms of like the understanding. But I'm also not the first person to like say that. It's like, I swear I've heard a better analysis of it elsewhere. Not to say that yours is bad, but like, I've heard an analysis of it by somebody else who like put it into much more eloquent words. I just can't remember where. You have such a way with words. Maybe I shouldn't have killed them. Maybe I should just open this and see where they go. Oh, that doesn't do anything. You won't say you're sure of something if you don't put the work to like check it. Those are your random thoughts. Oh, I see what you mean. Like you won't say you're sure of it until you can verify it for sure. Thanks to Nephalite, the crumbling minelands of Muklok are undergoing So that's how you get to Mucklock, it's through here. So the Fae are leaving Mucklock to go where? What? These waterways lead back to elsewhere in Era, like Misha Park. The waterway station takes you everywhere. That's interesting. Yeah, I get what you mean about not wanting to say that you're sure about something until you figure it out fully and you can back it up with like full-on research. But if I don't do a little bit of clickbait, like, am I really a streamer, right? And then, you know, we get into the commentary of like, what's the point of a streamer? But I like the idea of taking like a found some food. I have flat bread. This flat bread made by, it's flattened by the elevator. Typical pan loaf flattened by an unknown process. I'm gonna die. At least for something like that, where it's more of a subjective statement, I think it's fine to say that you're sure of it, at least within your subjective framework. Because it's like what we see is like the idea of an isekai in terms of like the ways that the genre is. No, maybe not. You know what? I get what you're saying. I just don't want to do the work of figuring out. Okay, that was bad. How do I use this? How do I use this? How do I use these things specifically? These things that can shoot me around. This if it wants me to go somewhere, but I think this is it. Return to the entrance and we leave. The waterway takes you to any other map. It's all connected. This, at some point, will loop back on itself. Yeah, this Campbell thing, Hero of 1,000 Faces or something, but it's mostly bullshit, you would think. The Campbell thing, Hero of 1,000 Faces, Campbell. I've never heard of that. Hero of 1,000 Faces is a work of comparative mythology. What the hell is comparative mythology? Comparative mythology studies myths from different multiple cultures to identify recurring structures, symbols, and functions. Okay, which the author discusses the theory of the mythological structure of the journey of the archetypal hero found in world myths. Since the publication of the has been consciously applied to a wide variety, filmmaker George Lucas. Okay, summary. Campbell explores the theory that mythological narratives frequently share a fundamental structure. That's a bold claim. The similarities of these myths brought Campbell to write his book in which he details the structure of the monomyth. Oh, the idea of what the monomyth is. I think I've heard of this. Yeah, of like the hero's adventure. But you think it's mostly bullshit. I wonder why you think it's mostly bullshit, actually. Because, like, I guess it depends on the book itself, but at least from that very vague summary, and so I'm going to offer my very, very specific opinion on a very vague summary, thereby adding more and more to the disinformation. It feels like on like a high level, you can kind of argue to the degree that it feels like it's trying to argue to, at least based on that one single summary that I'm extrapolating all the way through, that there is an archetypal sort of like sense of things. However, I do agree that it's bullshit too, because there's no way you can reduce every story down to like just that. Like, that seems like a lot. I've heard of the idea of a monomyth too, and I think to myself, like, maybe you just haven't read enough books. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the type of thing that you make up when you only know one specific genre of thing and you don't really read much else. Because I can think of a number of myths that doesn't have anything to do with like some person's journey through like life. Like, I can think of even like a creation myth, which has no real journey at all, and is really just the idea of like the creation of something. Low on calories, but a variety of forest rituals are lifelong dedication to forest ecology. I like this clickbait thing. Maybe I should do it more. Maybe I will become a slot tuber. It's pretty fun to like extrapolate from a single point and not have to think about, you know, what exactly you're talking about. It's fun to be able to just say whatever I want to say. No worry about the consequences of my words. No worry about what's gonna happen when I say certain things. And just say things. I don't need to care about what I say. I don't need to care about who could potentially hear me. I don't need to care about the ramifications of like somebody who hears me but is unwilling to apply a certain level of thought to understand my like point, thereby missing the point entirely, and then also then making the point into a harmful thing, because really the structure of it is like it's just tainted at that point, and then it makes you go like, maybe I should have like worked on it more. You know what I mean? I like this. Ooh, it's gonna be easier to cancel him. Ooh. Me when my streamer wants me canceled because he just wants to go on vacation. IMO, it's a simplification and pushing stories to fit it, but it's only superficial. Really European white male point of view. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wonder if it's like a white male thing, but like I get what you mean by like a European point of view. I think it's closer to the idea of like it's like a specific part of the geosphere and the stories that arose from that side. I don't think necessarily maybe the gender doesn't play into it, but I can see what you mean by like maybe it's the idea of like, you know, stories about being the hero were typically attributed to like the male sense of view, whereas like stories of like, you know, care and love and sort of like growth of like a community would have been typically attributed to like a woman, but like those don't get as much presence because the world has historically been more patriarchal. I can sort of see it from that point. But I do agree that it's definitely like limited in its perspective, and therefore the simplification that you talk about, it's exactly that. Yeah. Great point. I don't know why I trusted that thing. What? A taste of his blood. Finally. Wait till I do die. She's sucking my blood. Oh. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Get off of me. It's a short version. You're too lazy to write it. No, I know. Yeah. It's like hard to write like the full thing. Because it's like, I mean, so that's another thing that I've been trying to like get into more is like, I've been trying to avoid explaining things that way because I've also had that thing too where it's like, it's a short version and there's a lot of context that makes it make sense. But I'm worried because especially now that my words are starting to reach more people, even if my words reach just one person, I feel like you have the responsibility to word your things carefully to avoid confusion and doubt when they lack context of what you're trying to say. It's why I've moved away from being very, very sort of like sarcastic and trying my hand at like the riskier satire and stuff, because I feel like it's too easy to misconstrue and to come to the wrong conclusion about something. Where it's like, I would say like, oh, it's like limited in its perspective because it's only coming from like a very specific like frame, like a point of view of the person writing it, and just in general of like the space that they're in and the space that they're from. Like that to me is just as much words, but I think it's more effective at explaining the core point than to say something like really European white male point of view, because like that I feel like can be very, very easy to get lost in the weeds of the semantics with. Of like, but I'm white and I'm male and I'm European and I don't have that point of view. Whereas saying that like we're limited by our perspective because we can only really see what we see, and also that some perspectives were historically valued more than other perspectives. It's the same thing, but I feel like it gets the point across a lot better with a lot less confusion and a lot less wiggle room for somebody's like pre-existing biases and also like just desire for self-preservation to come into play. Not to say that it's a bad thing to have that self-preservation, but it's like, if it's hard for somebody to think of, like, if I think of it as like, if I say it to a child and they are like a European white male and they have to think about what that means, because it's like in the sentence it sounds like it's a bad thing, but they're a good person otherwise, like that kid would have been a good person, and they feel confused on their place in the world because of that. I worry because it's like I think the concept could be said more in such a way that they get the core of the message that is a good message without causing that confusion and almost that like harm that could be there. But that's also just like my way of looking at the communication, where it's like, you know, I feel like there's a way to capture more of the nuance without using too many of the shorthand words that can be very, very, I guess, like very, very difficult to parse. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, depending on your feelings about things, and especially in the world that we live in, like, it's super easy to get, like, where the message can be lost. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, like, it just feels bad to you to, like, hear it, right? I'm basically trying to aim for, like, the most concise way to get the core of the thing across versus just, you know, just saying it in a way that I think could feel a little bit too sloppy and can make it difficult. But I get what you mean. So you're like you're mostly okay here, where it's like I get what people in the chat mean when they say it. I just try to reword it as best I can because I want people to like recognize that it's more about the idea of like a limited perspective, and also like the like dominance of like a particular like perspective on the world in general that has been there in like history, right? So in the case of concepts that are closer to your heart, you would put more effort into it to present the thing as clearly as you can. Yeah, exactly. But you're lucky, chat, that you could just be a chat member. I'm stuck here. You know, people listen to me, like, that's scary. And you know what's crazy? I look at other streamers, right? And I see them go through these motions. I see them talk about these things. And they just say things. They're very blasé about it. They don't really care about what they're saying, even though it's like you have people listening to you, and if even one person takes the wrong message from what you say, it's over. You know what I mean? Like, you've now contributed even more to like the worst thing of the world. So it's like I have to be like extra careful because I want to be. I don't want that to be my legacy, to inspire someone to do something poor, or like to have them, you know, feel like a sense of doubt or like a sense of pain, or to have them just like in general go down like the wrong path at all, right? Like it's important for me to get the point across in a way that I think is as concise as it can be. And that's hard, given that you can tell that something's like, I don't really stick to a point very well. You can work with a couple messages, but seeing only part of what you wrote is infuriating. Yes, I get what you mean. Yes. You usually end up just writing it in a text editor and then copying it to Twitch whenever there's a lot of words. You know what's funny? I think you should do that no matter what, because Twitch, have any of you ever applied for a job? Have any of you ever applied for a job? Wait, we'll do this after I talk to the fairy. You stupid idiot. I can't believe you fell for that. I won't fall for your trick again. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I'm so bored. Spikes, pits, ambushes. I've done it all. If you're so bored, then why bother attacking humans? Why not make peace instead? You know, humans are just so gullible. It's hard to pass up the opportunity. Is that all? Just because you can? I don't know. I think your desire goes deeper than that. You're stupid, bitch! What is this writing? What is this writing? You're stupid, bitch! I kill you, but you're too funny, you stupid bitch! Catch you later, bitch! Okay, have any of you ever applied for a job? Because I have a rant about job portals that I still run into to this. In this day and age, we should not have a job portal that loses all the information inside the text boxes that you entered when you refresh the page because it breaks or something. Like, there's no way we should still be struggling with the technology to have information stay stable within, like, the form after you refresh. And I get, like, it can't be on the browser level because some text boxes you do not want to autofill with what was there before. Okay? There's a legitimate reason why you don't want to most of the time. So it has to be on the... But then it's like... And this is the thing, okay? Every job portal that these websites use, that these companies use, charges them big dollars. Like bonkers bucks, okay? Like badonka bonkers bucks to use them. Like, they get charged out the wazoo to use these shitty tools that will then allow you to, like, you know, have the same job system as everyone else. And also, I have another rant about that. The thing about those job portals that I hate the most is, for some reason, all of them are Workday, and yet you have to make an account for every single company individually. Because why can't you share an account between them? I don't fucking know. My profile isn't gonna change, man. My resume is the same whether you're Google or you're Apple. It's the same shit. My cover letter, I'm sorry to say it, I just changed the name of the company in it, and that's all I do. It seems to work out fine for the last 10 years I've been working. So why do I need to make a new account for every single one? So anyways, so when you fill out the form, and then it refreshes because it breaks or something, okay, because you kind of have to, and you lose everything in your form, that's fucked up. Why can't they just store it in the state or something, so when you go back, it's there? And I don't know why, when you wanna change info on your page, you have to go to a whole separate site. It's like you have to go to a whole separate page to update information in your profile, which loses the form, so you gotta re-enter everything. So it's better to it's actually better. It's counterintuitive because the technology sucks. We have the technology, but we just don't use it. It's better to fill everything in the text editor, but instead of in the main form, because the form for some reason doesn't work like a real form, even though the form is called, as a technology, is called the form, which should emulate a real form where you write something in and it stays stable. And if you don't look for jobs, if you're jobless, if you've never had a job, then you won't know. Yeah, you just don't like this guy, so you're a little bit harsher to them. European white male is shorthand for European supremacy, misogyny, and being stuck in a particular unfair. No, yeah. Like I get what you mean. But my point is like more so that like even though it's a shorthand, I always think about like the efficacy of the shorthands. Cuz it's like in my mind the efficacy of the shorthand is in how effective it is at getting the main point across, even for somebody who has no clue. Like, because there's gonna be somebody out there that's like listening to me or reading what I write that like goes, that has no clue about any of this stuff, right? And they've so far been happy with who they are. And pride in who you are is actually mostly perfectly fine, if not entirely fine, unless you're like, you know, proud to be like a very terrible person, right? But for the most part, like people are proud of who they are because they just identify with it. And so it's like, if it can be misconstrued as to be a certain way, and there's a... What the fuck did I just find? And there's a better way to say that, then in my mind, I think that it's worth it to find that better way of saying it. I had a feeling something was here because I felt like something was blocking, but I didn't know that it was there. So at least in my mind, I think to myself, like, while I get it, I just worry that shorthand is too easy to be lost with, and that it's too easy to lose somebody with, because then it's this feeling of like, well, why can't I be happy about who I am? Because like, it's sort of hard to explain, but like, even there, I think you hint to it correctly, where it's like, it's those specific people, where it's even those specific mindsets and even those specific time frames. You could be somebody who matches all of those generic traits that you list, but you could actually be one of the good ones, in the sense of like, you're actually trying your best to like, not be that. But because it's sort of like a lumping in of the general into the specific, that all of a sudden people can feel very discriminated against. So it's like, that's why I try to stay away from statements like that. Like, I get the point of it and I get what you mean. I just worry about like saying that, because then I worry that you lose too many of the people who are actually doing it. Not that they'll stop being good, but that they won't feel very good about themselves, even if they do good. And I think that's sort of difficult, because if you don't feel good about yourself, even though you're doing good, then, you know, it can be difficult and painful, right? Also, yeah, same. You were under the curse of unemployment for a year. Searching for a job is absolutely awful. Yes, and it never gets better. 30 years ago, Gray, an angel, arrived. My life as a groundskeeper improved overnight. Soon others arrived. What a splendid time. And now the garden has earned its eternal rest. It's dead. What's wrong, stranger? Forgive me. All those years you shared in harmony with your angel. And now everything is crumbling away. How can you bear it? I had to teach this to Gray. Bringing a shining idea into reality turns it immortal. It is weathered by life and it changes. But I want to bring something eternal. That's an interesting characterization. Huh. Thank you for your time. That's an interesting characterization. That this is Violet, the person who was with the angel, and then Tets almost can't understand why. That to bring something into life, into reality, makes it mortal, makes it possible for it to disappear, but it doesn't make it any lesser than it was. But Tets, and maybe this is a hint that Tets is maybe like an inhuman person. He's not really human, but he's still a person. Because he doesn't seem to understand that. He can't grapple with mortality in the way that we sort of imagine immortal people will like struggle to. Fill in the job portal text boxes and also upload the document. Then while you filling in each box, then yes, I actually hate that the market has moved towards this like whole. I don't get it, because really it should just be about you have my resume, read it, or don't even bother. But they use these systems to like put you into boxes to like be like, oh, are you a good fit based on some keywords? By the way, about jobs, you can congratulate you. You're a corporate cuck no longer. Stop being one about around 2 hours ago while listening to free jazz incest. Wait, as in you like quit? Oh no, if you quit, then you're less funny. Unless the job was bad and that you have a new job, or you just mean that like your workday is over. Think about this. If you're a corporate cuck and your workday is over, it doesn't mean that you're no longer a corporate cuck. You're still a corporate cuck, you're just off the clock. You're a corporate... It's like you're no longer in the chair, but the chair is still for you. You know what I mean? You're a proud narcissist. Worst thing was they OCR your CV and then fill the field automatically. And it's a mess, yes, and you need to fix it yourself, yes. And I don't know what formatting works, because every single OCR has a different way that it likes to do formatting. Every single one. And it always messes up my experience, yeah. Great, you'll be able to do this someday. For now, it's the only thing that you can do for okay money, because rest of your skills are not for sale, so it's in conflict with the law, that you don't want to do them for the money. In conflict with the law. Well, it may surprise you that even your skills of doing things that would be normally used for being illegal actually usually does have there's usually like a interesting legal mean that you could use it for as well, where it's like I know a lot, like I have a lot of peers who started out hacking things in the sense of like, you know, not the movie sense, but in the sense of like the like red team stuff, and they've been able to like transition very, very well. But I get what you mean about the whole you don't want to do them for money, because the money changes the contract, where it's like you have to do them, even if you don't agree with the morals of the thing that you're doing, you have to do them. Yeah, you know, but those are not at the professional level. You know what? I had this conversation with another chatter. There was Mint, actually. I found a job posting for a UX designer on the Twitch website, because I was like, oh, it'd be fun to work at Twitch. Let's try it, right? And I was like, you would be great at this. And they said, you know, surely there's other more qualified people there. Professionalism and qualifications are a social construct. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but it's not that you're on the spot, it's that you're a great example of this, the mindset that we have. I do this a lot too, where it's like, I always have this thing where I sort of downplay myself and I make it feel like, and I feel like, you know, I wouldn't be a great fit in like any way, if that makes sense, right? Where it's like, oh, like where it's like, I feel like, oh, they wouldn't accept me. But it's like, realistically, professionalism was amateurish until it got to that level. And realistically, you're probably more professional than the people who go into it. Like, I always think about this, how like, I've trained juniors at the companies who knew less than I did when I started at my companies doing software stuff. And I always thought to myself, like, well, what's the point of all that professional training if when you enter as a professional, unlike me as the amateur, you know less? Not to say that I'm cracked at it, but just to say that, like, I feel like the pathways are very, very socially constructed, more than they are actually, like, practically. Although, unless that reminds me, you talk about something about drugs, it's a bit of a hobby of yours. What an exact topic. Unless it's about making drugs, in which case, yeah, I can kind of get what you mean. You probably don't have a chem lab, but if you do, don't talk about it. Yeah, quit. Or more like I actually got fired because the company couldn't legally work with you anymore. Damn, that sucks. But it's low-key not that bad, because you'll probably get to keep all students. Hey! And now you don't have to pay the tax to the company. Wait, that's sick. Okay, so you actually won. You applied anyways! Woo! You applied anyways, good. Oh, you don't make, but you do take. You do take drugs. Gray Rowan, our flower-loving angel. Poor Gray. Well, it's funny. Okay. It's funny whenever someone says, oh, my hobby is drugs. I actually have... I know a lot of people who like say that, and I always laugh at the statement, because it's like saying, oh, my hobby is sleeping, or like oh, my hobby is like eating. Not because it's like something that you do every single day, but because it's like, how can it be a hobby when you're just addicted to the thing? You mean you know how to grow shrooms? Is it easy to grow mushrooms? Isn't that why mushrooms are so easy to like buy almost? Like, isn't the problem? Yeah, that's a joke. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I was thinking about this recently. I was like, wait a minute. It's not that hard to make drugs, actually. Because realistically, if you don't clean your bathtub for like a month, like you just get free mushrooms. You know what I mean? There's nothing really stopping you from doing that to farm shrooms, except for the fact that your health would go poorly. Welcome to the home of persistent flowers. Can I jump on top? No. Kind of. You're getting better at them than the plants. I have a theory, and this is my totally unfounded scientific theory, based on how easy it is to get mushrooms accidentally. Not like, you know, the psychedelic kind, but just like mold. At some point, all we're gonna have are mushrooms, because they literally can't stop growing. But a plant, if it doesn't get sunlight for like a microsecond, it dies. You know, like virgin plant is like, oh, I didn't get a microsecond of like a UV ray. Oh, I'm withering away. Mushroom is like, hey, you know that one time you dropped a single splash of water on the floor? Well, guess what? I built an entire family off of that one splash of water the moment that you turned off like lights. And it's like, holy shit, what do you do to like stop it? Violet Rowan, the patient botanist. Violet and Gray, the lovers. Angel and Human that we heard about from the one townsperson. Amber Rowan, the observant forester. Seems like they had kids. Ash Rowan. Wait, the curious chemist. Wait. A human and an angel can have kids. That's interesting. It's a very subtle way of showing it to you that they can have kids. Well, I guess it's subtle in the sense of like, you know, well, I guess it's subtle in the way that like, you know, like a brick hammer to the face is subtle. But like, if you're not paying attention to that fact and it doesn't hit you very well, or you just don't really pay attention to like what the implications are, then you wouldn't ever notice. But the implication that they can have the implication. What did I do? I did something in this room by planting something, I think. The implication that angels and humans can have kids is interesting because it implies that maybe divinity can be passed down. At the same time, Violet is alive, but 3 flowers implies that her children are dead, except for Violet, who's still alive. On the other hand, they're really vulnerable to infections and temperature. Wait, are they actually? Oh, you know what? That's true. Because if I spray bleach on mold, it stops. Wait, you're onto something. Yeah, maybe it's not that hard to grow bleach. Maybe it's harder to grow mushrooms. I think. This is a fascinating level. It's a very odd level to see like the ecosystem of the angels now integrating with humans. This whole game has had a very interesting set of questions of like, you know, you have the humans, you have the angels, you have the Fae. The Fae are being disregarded by the humans because they, you know, they're pretty, like, they are assholes. But the angels are assimilating in very much the same way. They just happen to be nice. But really, what's the real difference? A flower reverie. In special woods, fluorescence hang in the air at all times of the year. Fungi as a thing are really interesting. One of them is a biggest organism on Earth. There are trials to modify them to decompose plastic for Earth. Yeah. I've also heard that there's even like that they're trialing them to get rid of radiation as well. I think over in Chernobyl, they actually found some new mushrooms that can like eat radiation. It's pretty sick. And then we can just eat them, and it tastes great. You know what I mean? And you read about the super organism. I did hear about like, isn't it the one where it's like all across the entirety of like the entire North American continent? It's like a one giant super organism of like a mushroom, of like a fungi colony that can like, that just spreads across the entire world. There's a lot of fascinating ones. Yeah, exactly. And also, what do you mean by they can get mold? Wait, mushrooms can get mold? Doesn't that just mean that they're having kids? Me when I have children? Oh, these are my... Oh, this is my infection. This is my STD. Me when I have kids? Oh, this is my STD over here. They can? Wait, that's sick. Quiet roadside. What? Why is the level so huge? There's not much here. Wait, it's almost like a Final Fantasy VII overworld. It's actually the exact same. You guys okay? I just killed them. Why'd I kill them? There's not much here. Your mushrooms that you grow to eat can get mold, and then it's double trouble for your stomach. Or double the flavor. This is gonna take a while. Sorry, my brain has turned off doing this. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we need to like build a, you know, chat. Forget game development. We make a mushroom growing company. We grow not psychedelics, edible mushrooms. You hate the mushroom flavor? There's no way you hate mushrooms. It's so tasty. Mushrooms taste so good. Mushrooms are good for you, says the spore in my brain. PUV, you've eaten too, like, the mushrooms have now taken hold of your brain. But how do you hate it? It tastes so good. What? You Do you know about your new job thing being easy? An old student of yours asked if you could translate his drug cookbook. Oh, I thought you meant about the like teaching thing. You don't know about growing drugs being easy. Wait, an old student of yours asked you to translate his drug cookbook and basically sent you a bunch of chemistry reference books and you like dance with him. You're just bad at chemistry. You've been keeping him on red for several months now. No. I do agree with you, but for a different reason. And people who only speak like one language will never know the pain. But even if you only speak one language, I think if you try to learn another language, then you'll know the pain. It feels impossible to translate certain concepts. Like, you know the word cholesterol that we have in English, right? And when you suffer from having too much cholesterol, we call it like you have high cholesterol, right? In Vietnamese, the word is just mo cao, which is like mo is like fat. Sorry, mo mao cao. So it's like the word mo is like just the word for like fat, right? Mao is blood, gao is like high. And it makes sense because cholesterol is the fat of the blood, but there's no direct translation for the word cholesterol. It's a combination of two other words. So it's like, whenever I think of translating, I always tell people that like, try to translate a concept like that into your language. What did I just do? Yo! I found a skip technique. Wait, that's pretty good. So you go down, you search and jump. Can you even do it like here? Can you do it like this? No, you can't. Depends if you want to make them clean or just for the streets, but some of those street chemists are fucking wizards, so true. And they do it with no official material. Eat food, use artifacts, change weapons, why not? Do everything you can like, without fear or shame. I actually don't know how people can like do like, well, though, I guess it's the same way that like we do software. Do you do software? Am I the only one here who actually programs? And even then I barely program. But it has to be the same way that we do software. Because I remember talking to Red Schnipperpan there of Athel and like Red, and that one time when we were playing Infra, and when he was talking about his experience being an engineer, and I do and I was and then I was talking about my development stuff. We both had that same feeling of like neither of us really understand the other person, because to both of us it seems like magic, which I thought was interesting because it's like, it's so true though, where it's like maybe the street chemists are like, oh, this is easy, it's like turning plastic into gold, whereas we go, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? Strength isn't piercing, pierce you animal fade to death. What? Why is it moving like this? Stop it. You're an SQL dev, you barely program also. No. I feel like SQL devs are the best programmers because SQL seems impossible. You hate when your friends start talking IT/job when you meet. Okay, but you have to understand, right? Who else do you talk to? I actually think it's... Okay, I used to hate it too to some degree because I was like, I didn't really want to talk about it. But at some point, I started to enjoy it because I started realizing, right? Who else do you talk to? Your coworkers? You're not even close with your coworkers. Like you can't say shit like, dude, this sucks. And who else? Your manager? Your manager doesn't care about what you write. They don't care about the interesting technicalities. They just look at it and they say you're fired or you're hired. So when your friends talk about the like tech, in my mind, it feels like a fun opportunity because the two of you can start talking about things like, oh man, I can't wait to program in like Rust or something. I don't know. It's like you both can share the joy of it. It's like gooning. It's like gooning with your friends. Gooning by yourself is like, you know, it's pretty okay. But when you can tell your friend like, hey, have you seen this? And they go, whoa, don't ever talk to me ever again. You know what I mean? It's like, it's great. You know what I mean? You get to share the interest. It's set theory. Usually programmers have some problems at that. So true. I've actually had this commentary going for a very long a time where like some programmer will like come up with a really cool new tool and they'll name it like a certain way, and then like I have to tell them like, I'm sorry to say this, but that's been the oldest concept till like time. You just don't know the theory. It's actually a major problem that I've been seeing constantly. There's always somebody who like looks at it and then goes like, oh man, this is and then they like think that they invent something, even though even though realistically, it's something that is already there that had a theory that has like a theory to it, but they just didn't bother learning it. And also, like, to be fair though, like set theory and then like just mathematics in general, it is complicated. So I don't necessarily blame them when you have to like learn so many things at the same time, right? Like you have to learn all of this on top of whatever that topic is, on top of the syntax of a certain language, on top of like these different programming specific things, which programming specific things are very, very complicated too. So I don't necessarily blame them. It is complicated, but... And also, it's not really fun complicated. Like, it's not like a video game complicated where it's like, oh, in Silksong, I have to beat this boss. It's like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna starve. I'm gonna starve. Thank you. Okay, don't die. Go carefully. I hate these enemies so much. I hate these mosquitoes so much. Char, I'll read the messages soon. I'm fighting for my life. I hate these enemies so much. It's Microsoft reporting! You would enjoy it a lot more if that was the case. Oh, shit. Oh, SQL and Power BI? Oh, shit. Good luck. What's Power BI? Who's Power BI? It's not like... It's like power top slash bottom, but for sexuality? Worse. Worse. It's Microsoft. Yeah, exactly. It's like a... Imagine somebody made a programming environment. But the programming environment is even worse than any other programming environment, if that makes sense. It's like its own... Do you know Salesforce? It's kind of like that in a way, or like it can be used in that same way where like Salesforce can be used to like do everything under the sun. And for some reason, it's like for some reason people use this stuff for everything under the sun. But coding is also based on Excel a little too. Okay, I've never done the coding, but to know that, that's a little terrifying. Because every time I look at Excel code, I always think to myself, who made this? And then why would they do this? But did you see, actually? This is great. Did you know that there's an Excel World Championships? And they actually ended the finals about 11 days ago. And holy shit, it's actually kind of funny because look at the walkout. So they do a walkout for every single person that is currently competing in the competition. Here. So everybody has their own like cool walkout with like a cool like phrase that they say. From Canada! Vincent Morin! Vincent! You know what I mean? And everybody has a cool pose. So this person's doing the LA beard. Someone else looks at the camera. And then look, they're set up like it's an esport. They're set up like it's an esport. Excel championships are wild. Exactly. And it's so good. You hate it here. And you recall correctly, set theory has some paradox in it. And we pretend that we don't see it. Okay, I don't know about that. Maybe I'm also behind. But I'm saying that I'm just like every... I didn't say that I was a good programmer. I said that I'm just like every other programmer. But look at this. So... Looks normal, right?
All the questions then come back to the bonuses.
Look at this.
This time, only
topographic map of bushland. So they give you a spreadsheet, and I don't know how you solve it, but you need to solve it for some question that they have.
Players can actually get a bonus.
And they give you a bunch of information, like what's the top? They even have fortunately, it's a topographical map with the height and the altitude of something with the sea level.
Right? Do you go for the bonuses and take the risk and try and jump ahead to
and I don't know what they're doing here. I actually don't know what they're seeing and then what they're doing. And I don't get how they even made this, or why is this even the way that they represent this stuff. This is your life and they do it for fun, right?
That's right. I just don't know if you can play it
it's like competitive coding, where I'm like, I only do it because I have to, versus like, I don't really want to.
Grayson and Kobe and Andrew all have 50 points.
So once...
oh my god. And then they have to figure out like which functions to apply, which tables to pull data from. They need to figure out how to answer these like questions. How many snow cells are located at each of the... It's like, this feels complex because you also have to like know the median. Like you also have to know the topic almost. Like at least it feels like that way. Because when I look at that, right? It's like, how do you even know what to define like snow coverage as. Is it in the spreadsheet? Is it easy to read? Like it feels like you need to have the domain knowledge to know like what exactly is a topographical map to like say succeed, or like how you would even transform data from this very specific niche field, right? But maybe it's not that hard, and maybe it's just like any other puzzle game where it's like it's just the language that they use, but really it's just it's like a puzzle game, so you can solve it within the like context. Competitive games are not for fun; it's a passion, a striving to be the best. So true. But at least let me try to have fun with it. You know what I mean? Like it's like I feel like it's fun to play soccer. they did choose Excel, which is a bit weird. Yeah, but I feel like what else do you choose, right? Like it's like Microsoft. Like what do you choose? If you choose any programming language, I feel like it's too close to programming, and then it becomes almost kind of boring in a way. Not that it's boring to program, but it's like it's not interesting to watch. But if you choose Excel, have you ever seen the roller coaster within Excel? If you choose Excel, you can do anything with it, and it's the fact that it's being used for this that makes it feel like it's interesting and fun. Whereas like if you told me somebody programmed a roller coaster in C, I'd be like, oh, it's cool, yeah, sure, okay, like you just made your own engine, sure. But look at this. In a fucking spreadsheet by George Lungu. That's sick. And it's something about it being in the Primogen. Why does he keep showing up? It's something about it being in a space that things like that shouldn't exist that makes it fun. You're sure there's fun in it, but overall it's something more. Oh, I see what you mean. Like why people compete in the first place. Yeah. Like they find fun in the competition itself. Yeah. Hello? Hello. I see you're quite busy, but not too busy for a quiz. Have I confused you? Hello, Master Quiz. The name of the angel ship is Zone. No, it's not. You had a gun when arriving in Era. No, I didn't. The max height of a double jump is 3 cubes. Yeah. Fear the quiz, love the quiz. Maybe cross paths again. Thank you, bye. Excel will never die. You play tanks in where there's a tank game in Excel? I've actually... Wait, this music is sick. This is... Oh, shit. This feels like a MIDI country thing. But yeah, I've actually been meaning to do an Excel and a PDF file, not pedophile segment, to look like an actual PDF file, okay? By the way, can I say something? The fact that TikTok has taken certain terms and co-opted them for different things feels a bit like when the swastika was co-opted, because it's like, I can't say that I have a PDF file for you, because it sounds like I have a pedophile for you. It's like, I don't have a pedophile, I have a PDF file. Can I send you a PDF file? And they're like, what? Why would you do that? That's awful. It's like, no, it's my resume, bro. Like, what am I supposed to do? So anyways, I've been thinking of doing a PDF file segment. I've been thinking of doing a PDF file segment where we play games that are embedded into PDF files, which is kind of interesting. And also an Excel segment, because I actually have a fair number of them. I actually have a fairly large list, but I didn't find the like tanks one. So if you know any other variations of them, please let me know. Is it roller coaster made with Excel, or did they use VBA? I don't know. But I did want to try to like look that up, because like I do know that, yeah, because it's like in Excel you can actually use VBA, and then I think it's like you can call DirectX functions, right? So you could theoretically transform the view into like a 3D scene. I just don't know how you do it, but like the theory makes sense. Found some food. Text takes a speedy drop. A discontinued sour lemon candy. Its chemical formulation increases focus speed, making the volume. This is drugs. Yeah, you hate it. Let's call things by their names. The censorship is a childish. Yes, childish and also very difficult to parse. Like sometimes it's hard to sort of tell. Like, you know, for a long time I didn't know what PDF file meant as like a shorthand. So I was like, what's the drama with like a PDF file? Like did Adobe do something crazy with them? Like what's like going on? You know what I mean? Like is there something bad about like a PDF file? Like, should I be sending my resume in like a Word document? And it's only when I kept saying it out loud that I was like, pedophile, based on the context of the thing. Because I was like, is it like the Epstein documents or like what's like going on? This kind of sounds like the state of jazz in 2025. Yes. I mean, it might be directly inspired by it. If anything, it's like, maybe this is the inspiration for the state of jazz. Maybe the person who made this game is a time traveler who went back in time to give the creator of that one like maybe it's all a demo or Google scripting within Sheets. I did not know that Google scripting could do that. I did not know that Google scripting could like give you all that functionality. Was it a race car? Dino Dance. That was a race car. You know what? This music feels like the clip art of music. This feels like a compilation of. This is the equivalent of a collage of clip art. This music. It's not that it looks bad. It's that it sounds amazing, despite the fact that it's using an entirely stock sound library. Adobe is almost worse than okay, maybe I'm gonna have to say down for that one. Can you write plainly then, or will Twitch ban us all? I think Twitch will ban you. I say it even though I know that YouTube and Twitch will demonetize me to some degree. Because I don't do this for money. But if you do it, your account might get banned. So I usually caution people not to. I think it's... I get why they do it though. Okay, so the thing is, it's not that people are doing it because they want to. I think people are doing it because they have to. Because the social media platforms are blocking you, right? But it's not really the people's fault. It's the corporation's fault for building the AI to censor you, right? So I always say, like, if you want to talk about these things plainly with the actual terms, you could do so. But if you get banned, like, that's on you. Or like, it's on the corporation, but it's also on you. So this notebook is stuffed full of scribble pages. Floor 1, take the middle corridor. Wait, no, the right one. Floor 2, I have an eye of a treasure, but my confidence wavers here. I really wish I brought some notebook paper with me. I hate this stupid tower. This is like clown music. This is actual clown music. Bally Spire 1, Green Enigma. I am Billy Bally. Do you know lettuce? It is green with many layers. Enigma, no? Just like the lost history of the Fae. Yes, despite the lost past, they thrive. They grow. And like them, I thrive. I grow. Lettuce. May you reach the heavens, Billy Bally. What the fuck is this song? My brain is breaking. It's like slowly breaking apart. Okay, we're here. Okay, that was bad. Ow. Okay, that was worse. Ow. Okay, these things instantly kill you. Nice. Okay, okay, this is awful. Okay, this is awful. Okay, I get what this level is. I think someone's growing food at the very, very top. So because they're growing food, I have to like go up there. But also, how do I do this? Okay, that takes me... Okay. Everything spikes me. Everything spikes me and I can't kill these things. How do I kill these things? They don't die in 2 hits like a normal thing. They seem to live forever. Maybe I just need to keep on jumping. Okay, maybe jumping is not the key. I don't think I can possibly get in the middle of them. I'd have to be extremely lucky. And they kill me in 1 hit? Oh my god, it's Pot Ghost. I have no ammo. You mean PDF is so strange? It's not like they're calling themselves that. Usually you say the word to call someone out, you don't get why they're banning it. It's not a slur used to insult someone. No, but yeah, but like it's with the understanding of like you thinking that they're trying to pot I greed looking motherfucker. It's with the understanding that they're not doing it because they're afraid of it being a slur. They're doing it because the advertisers don't want to be associated with something bad. And this is something that's like interesting, is that despite all the AI and all the water and all the trees burned, the technology still sucks at understanding the context of something. Like, You might have a video that churns on and is talking about a real serious thing. It might be an address from someone to somebody else talking about like the death of someone. And then an ad for Coca-Cola will play where it's like, I bet grandma wishes she could still have this. It's because of that problem that they're censoring it. I don't think it's a moral thing. I think it's literally because they don't want to be... They just don't want their brand to go downhill because of the ways that, like, their brand can be tied to a weird topic because of the way that it happens. So I think it's more money grubby than it is, you know, morally good. If it was about the way that it could be a slur, then it would be interesting as a method of like stopping that, because then it'd be like, okay, well, then it's a discussion between free speech, which is necessarily not always good, and sort of like corporate control, right? But here it's just it's purely a money play. Because Coca-Cola does not want to have grandma dying and then having their ad about grandma missing the flavor of the drink playing. Wait a minute, I'm trolling. Only one of these kills me in one shot. Sorry, only 2 of these probably kill me in one shot. One of these probably doesn't. That's probably the trick. Is you learn which one doesn't kill you instantly. Yeah, it's kind of a joke, but unfortunately it's not getting more funny. It's with it getting more real. Yeah. I mean, at the same time, it's like I think the joke is now starting to border on Silicon Valley, where it's like Silicon Valley is a satire and a parody of everything that happens within the tech world. But it's funny because of how the tech world is. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how it is now with the AI stuff. Yes! Dead. Kill you too. Yeah, you mean with its use? No, yeah. I get what you mean. That's bad. Okay, top right. Technology is kind of genius. Well, I was even just like talking more about the like comedy of it, like the idea of it, even just like the way that it's going feels like a Silicon Valley skit. Like it's like, and it's like the like whole thing of like you can't make it up. It's like saying you can't make this shit up. Like, imagine you made up a theme of a technology that literally burns trees to make an image that just looks stupid. Like, the joke, it's insane because it's like, what have you been scared of lately? It's okay. It's like the idea of like, imagine making that joke of having a technology that makes shitty images. Like, it's like you burn a tree to get like a shitty image, even though someone could have drawn on that piece of paper made from the tree, right? Like, that to me is where the joke is like going. How many trees for this goon image? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because someone could have just taken the paper from it to make the goon image by hand. Oh shit! There's something there, chat. There's something there. There's an angle there. Handmade gooning. Handmade goon material. Like, no one cares for the handmade goon material anymore. Also, if you ask me why I hit that chest, I have no answers. I actually don't know why. Handmade gooning. No, handmade gooning, bespoke gooning, amateur gooning. I don't know. There's like something there. There's something there though. There's something there with the idea of like, you know, this is handmade like a greeting card. Exactly. Handmade like a greeting card. Handmade, but for handmade gooning. It already exists. No? Yes. It's called amateur porn. But it's like, I'm trying to like, there has to be a joke somewhere there. There has to be a joke there. Where it's like, there's like handmade gooning material, and like at some point people are going to be working or like desiring handmade gooning material. Does that make sense? Something like that. Something like that. It's somewhere there. It's somewhere there. I'm like slowly. I'm slowly working on it. Fursonas and the shit. Okay, true. Fursuits. Fursuits are handmade goon material. I don't know. Fursuits are made with love? I don't know. Fursuits are handmade goon material. Handcrafted gooning. Handcrafted fursuits. I don't know. Something along those lines. Handcrafted. It's close. It's really close. It's really close. I'll figure it out. I'm not in the right state of mind because I'm actually really tired from the climbing game. This is the last level, and then I have to go because I'm gonna fall asleep. And also, I had to open the door because it's sort of funny as you grow older. As I go, so I don't know how to explain this, but like as I grow older, my parents have given me more food, and I don't really know what to do. But it's sort of interesting where it's like I'm 30, but my parents will still visit, and they'll be like, "Hey, you want some food?" And it's like, "Here," and it's like, "Okay, thanks." Because it's just a parenting thing to do to want to like take care of your loved ones. I say this as like a pseudo parent, where it's very hard to step away from the feeling. But it's sort of interesting to see that like they'll just pop on by and they'll just like hand me like a snack, and it's like, okay, now I'm hungry. Now I kind of want to eat it. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah, just like in the case of every trade that started dying because of automation. Yes, and mass production. Exactly. Artisan things are getting pricey. Exactly. And they're getting more rare, harder to like find. Exactly. It's that same concept. The handcrafted, homemade, artisanal fursuits. Artisanal fursuits. Nothing against furries, okay? I'm not saying that I hate furries. Sorry, your internet Wi-Fi is down. Here's a goon card. Oh, shit! Mail order goon. There's something there. Mail order goon. Oh, wait, adult video store that only deals with handmade gooning material. Adult video store. Adult store that only deals with handmade gooning goods? I don't know. It's gooning something. What the fuck do you call like a gooning good? It's not gooning material, is it? It's like gooning, I don't know, like gooning material sounds suspect. You know what I mean? Sounds very suspect. Adult video store. Porn? Holy shit. That's it. That's it. Oh shit. Oh shit, that's it. What do you call gooning material porn? That's it. Oh shit. That's good. That's good. Chat, keep that. That's really good. That's funny. Holy cow, that was good. What? No, not like this. Not again, please. Not again, please. But yeah, no, it's exactly that. Yeah, it's just like just porn. But it's I think you captured it very, very well there. I think it can only work as like a multi-step joke. It can't be a single-step joke. And as a joke, it has to be multiple steps. It's like someone saying, "Man, I wish we still had like handcrafted gooning material," and then someone says like, "What, porn?" Oh, Idiocracy style movie where somebody gets isekai'd into a world where stupidity rules, aka like 2025 or so. Okay. Then they go to an adult video store because they're a pervert and they're a gooner, and they go, "Hey, where's all the good stuff? Where's all the handmade stuff?" And then someone tells them, "Oh, you have to go to the artisanal gooning material store," and then on the banner it just says adult video porn store. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's the joke. That's good. There's something there, chat. There's something there. You're the friend who was drawing furry porn for Patreon. She was really profitable. Yeah. It's one of the highest earning avenues. Yeah. Whenever people say like, "Oh, furries are like homeless losers who do nothing with their life," I just say, look at their bank account. Tell me. So you should draw porn. Got it. Yes. Porn actually makes you so much money. it's saying something. It's, by the way, to the backdrop of this song, this conversation is crazy. The back, the song is goon clownery. This is like goon clowning music. But yeah, no, it's really profitable to draw adult art, and I don't know why, because it's not like it's hard to find it like adult material. You know what I mean? Like, it's not hard to find titties or something. I don't know. Like, it's free. It's available. Someday you'll learn how to draw, and then you'll get rich making drawn porn. It makes those artists really pop up. Their skills are getting better, you think, to compete with mass-produced things. So true, but it also means it's harder to start, because then it's like, it's too hard to get into the industry, because you have to be like really good at it to be able to like get into to compete now. There's the other side of this. There will also be some site that would AI, I mean, everything you ask for. Well, it's that now. It's like right now. That's like that now. So it's what we have right now. Oh my god! Please leave me alone. Oh my god! Stop. Please stop. Please stop. Stop. I have to kill them. I have to kill them. It's hard to compete now. That's the thing. It's like, man, back in my day, used to be easy. Do you think like furry artists have like a community of like, you know, the elderly furry artists? Like the wise ones who like talk about their like days drawing things like a shitty, uncolored, poorly drawn, like wobbly line furry image, and they like paid their whole like mortgage with it. She was okay, but some of the things were quite mid, and people were paying wild prices. Yes, it's honestly, it's actually it's nuts how much money that you can make from it, and I think it's just because like, I don't think they're looking for quality, right? I think the space, it's like, you're alluding to it. It's like honey. Or it's like building a home versus buying a home. It's like they want their Gunnar image. They want a Gunnar image of their persona, of their character, of their fantasy. They want their thing for like of their own creation. They don't just want yet another thing. You know what I mean? They want something that they and only they can goon to. Artisanal gooning. The hardest thing is getting known in the space. Wait, yeah, true. How do you advertise that you can do this? I've never thought about that. Please, chat, please. I need some of you to become well-known porn artists so we can figure out how this stuff works, okay? Getting known, exactly. Like, it feels like that. Actually, yeah, that's like a good question. Yeah, how do you get known in any art space? What do you do to be known as art? Because like, it's sort of interesting to me that like art, or like just art in general, and even like software to some degree too, but art especially, there's this idea of like you need a portfolio. And I don't know how to explain this, but I know someone who's a mechanic, right? And he makes a lot of money, but at the same time, it's like he doesn't have to have a portfolio of cars that he's worked on. Like, it doesn't matter what cars he's worked on at all. It just matters that he knows what to do. It's like they do the test and they see that you can do it, and then it's like fine. But for some reason, for arts, you have to have a portfolio to show people what you can do. You know what I mean? And they both feel equally as complex in terms of like what you have to learn. So it's like, why is it that like some fields go towards that route versus others? I never really understood it, because it's like, if you can draw like right there, right then, and you have like one drawing, that's enough for me to know that you can draw, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna hire you. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need for you to like do one more. There are a lot of people that are in bad places when they spend money on this. Wait, really? Okay, do you know any stories of that? Because I always thought that it's like the furry meme of like, you know, you have the rich furry, but then it's also like, you know, POV, everyone always talks about a rich furry, but then you're the poor furry. You're imagine being the furry working at 7-Eleven or something. Not that that's a bad job, but like, imagine being that versus Lawyer Furry, right? It's a famous one. Oh, is it the one where it's that cartoon where they self-inserted themselves in the Has-Been Hotel? I mean, that one was funny. Where that it was like a YouTuber and they spent like $50,000, right? That one was nuts. You tried and you gave up. Honestly, good choice. Never try. You don't know. Maybe I'm not normal. Maybe you're more normal than me, chat, like all of you. Because how do I know that off the top of my head? I surprise even myself. I supplied even myself. So surprising. Yeah, so surprising. I'm going insane, by the way, the more that I play this world. Like, it's... You know what? I think I know how to verbalize why this game is so good. It's like playing Mario. You know how in Super Mario, let's say Super Mario Odyssey, every single level is like handcrafted and has like a lot of love and care put into it, and it like always tries to challenge the way that you would normally play the game despite having the exact same mechanics every single time. This game has the exact same level structure, where every single level is an exploration using the existing tools that you've had before, but just trying to like get you to think about the world in a different way. That's good. This is the Super Mario of, I don't know what the genre is. Torture. This is the Super Mario of Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, this is the Super Mario of Guantanamo Bay. This is the Super Mario for the CIA. Top 10 torture techniques. Number 1. Waterboarding with piss. Something like that. There was a guy who was bipolar, you would think. I mean, I'm not gonna assume someone's behavior. It's not. And spend some unthinkable amount of money for some limited persona to someone, and they got a thing that was not worth it. I think I remember bits of that. Yeah, I'm not gonna comment on the idea of them being a certain type of person or just having something, because it's like, you know, if I don't know, then, you know, it feels better not to speculate on that. But I do remember bits of it where it was like, yeah, they spent a lot of money on a persona, and that artist was trying really hard not to like draw it. And then they didn't want to like do it, but they just said, okay, I'll do it if you pay me X amount of like fuck you money, and then they like did it. This you think. Today we dive into the story of one of the most expensive furry commissions in instant history and the dark past behind it. Oh, the artist was a scammer. Oh, I thought it was like a real artist who like didn't want to do it. Okay, $20,000. That's actually crazy. I'll check that after. I don't know. Like at that point, if you buy an image for $20,000, right? Isn't that the same as an... Actually, holy shit, there's an angle here, okay? Chat, there's a comedy angle. Furries and NFTs. There's like there's an overlap. Wait. NFTs were always going to be popular. Do you know why? Because furries exist. NFT shit. Yeah, exactly. Like, the furry and the NFT enjoyer, they're technically the exact same people. I have to try this 9 times. This is absurd. And maybe that's what this book talked about, actually. This book talked about the fact that the treasure doesn't really matter. There's probably a furry out there who's like really pissed off that I said that. Like, what the fuck? You can't compare me to a crypto bro? But I'm telling you, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like you pay for exclusivity of a character. You pay for the exclusiveness of the way that they look, so that only you can look at them and then goon to them. Well, not even goon to them. Like you're paying literally for an NFT of your character. It's the same thing. Now I respect furries a little bit less, only because of their mindset. You don't know about that. Isn't furry community more complex than the crypto bros? They are like MLM people. Well, who is they? The furries or the crypto? I don't think the furries are MLM. But the cryptos, yeah. They're like, it's basically MLM, yeah. But I do agree. Yeah, yeah. Like furries are far more complex, more complex. They have the money to like spend on it. The furries, you know, far more complex. Because they actually spend their own money on it. They don't do rug pulls. Furries are at least honest, okay? They don't do rug pulls. They spend their own money from their lawyer jobs, except for the 7-Eleven one, okay? The 7-Eleven furry spends their life savings on like a single JPEG that's in like 144p of their persona's PP. There's something there. There's something there. There's something there. The moral furry versus the immoral crypto bro is that they spend their own money, not the money of others, to buy their NFTs. Holy shit. That's how you piss off two communities of people. That might be my best rage bait yet. I'm gonna get cancelled or murdered. I'm never going to 7-Eleven or a lawyer's office ever again. POV, you piss off the furries, you can no longer get legal help, software development help, IT help, etc. help. You can no longer just get help. There's even doctor furries now. There are even doctor furries. There's scientist furries. POV, assassination plot by a Dr. Furry. Okay, Dr. Furry sounds like Dr. Eggman. Rage baiting crypto bros is the easiest thing on this world, is it? Yes. It is. I was trying to make a joke about like it's probably even easier because like you do the collateral of like you hit them with the furry angle too. So they're kind of like stuck in this space where it's like it's both them and furries, right? But then it's like it's only because it's making light of the fact that like people hate furries for no good reason. Like it's actually weird to me that like people hate furries because like realistically there's nothing wrong with it. So I want to go down that route because there's some people who will agree and it'd be like, but that's not wrong, right? So it's like I want to go for a funnier angle where it's like it's definitely wrong and it's definitely funny. You are the Eggman. Yes, this is who I am. I am the Eggman. I have a master plan. What? Every time I see someone, so I like when people do lyrics within like a text. Lyrics in a text form. I think if you do I think if you do lyrics in text form, I think what you have to have is emojis to convey intent. So after every single line, before every single line, can you do like a set of emojis that like tells me how to sing it? It can be either like, you know, the like ASCII version where it's like a full-on face, or it can just be like a Unicode emoji, like a smiley face, okay? But I need something like that to decode how to sing. Oh shit, that'd be a sick programming language. Wait, music programming language that is just the song, but you write it within like the emoji sense. I genuinely think that there's no treasure. Well, NFT bros like that one monkey NFT art, so are they also furries? Yes! You're getting it! Yes, you're getting it! You're getting it! Yes, that's exactly it. That's what I was thinking of. Exactly, yes. You're getting it! Maybe crypto bros are furries in denial. You know what I mean? Furries in the closet. You know what I mean? Something there. There's something there. There's something there to really piss off. But the problem is that like I'm trying to piss off the crypto bros, but I'm not trying to piss off the furries. You know what I mean? Because I respect the furries. I don't respect the crypto bros. I'm trying to piss off the crypto bros, but I worry that the furry is going to hear that joke and then be like, well, what did we do? But it has to be along the lines of crypto bros are furries in denial. Like, it's just something about that. Smart, the furries can bite me. That's good, that's really good. RXD. RXD, how dare you talk about my friends and family like this? That's good. Holy shit, that's really good. Again, I need to remind people, I love furries. I love all walks of people. I love whatever your interests are. As long as it's not like bad for the world, it's like I literally don't care. What is this? I made it to the top, so what does this mean? Okay, I remember it said something about they can't deny their love for treasure, and maybe that's a bad thing. But maybe it's safe? Found some food. I take the heartful hand pie. A meticulous recipe to express affection. Era may entertain grand notions, but it's small things that go far. You've had a hard day. I'll understand. Thank you. Thank you. I was just angry. Thank you. Now eat the pie. Now eat the pie. Now eat the pie that a chat says. The pie that will definitely kill me. Do you see that side entrance? There's a side entrance. This is an amazing level. That is such a cool level design. You go to the very top and you slide down to get the thing. See, like this game, the level design, it feels just like a Super Mario Odyssey type deal. Where all these different things that it does, it's just so interesting. It keeps you on your toes constantly. Billy Bally, eldest son of the Bally Lettuce Empire, splurged as a tribute to fake hunting. Sadly, he died. I think, okay, there's also, I'm doing it again because I swear there's one more secret if I don't go inside that portal. I swear. It's easy. Judge someone who they are as a person, not for their hobbies or fetishes. Yes, exactly, yes. Except for the crypto bros. We have to shame them. You swear there's a secret. You swear there's a secret. Okay, see, you haven't been here long enough to like know, but there was a phrase that I used to always say, always. And I always used to say this, it's too obvious not to be a secret. I used to always say that phrase. I was obsessed with the idea of finding a secret, always. I still am, actually, to some degree. Like, I still am obsessed with the idea of trying to find it. You can be a crypto person or what? You can be a idiot crypto person or an idiot furry. Like this, I am the Eggman, egg emoji. Yes, this is who I am, okay? I am the Eggman, egg emoji. I have a master plan, map. Okay, but like that one was just like, that's like you know what it is? You've just made a lyric video for the thing. I was hoping for like emotion. So like imagine like angry emoji, sing this with more emotion. Imagine you're a composer and not like an artist. You can't be a video editor. You have to be somebody who is willing to like make the thing go. I mean, where am I going? I died. Emotion is egg. But streamer, the emotion is just the egg. Scanning addict. Secret fiend. Wait, what? Oh, scanning addict. Secret fiend. I am a scanning addict. Secret fiend. Yes. I am. I can't stop it. Okay, last thing that we do. We get whatever this chest is, okay? Last thing. Obtain tactical cube. Equip this artifact at the mirror table, then use it with this. Place this on an unassuming yet multi-purpose cube. I have my first ever artifact. Every day can be a side journey, now it's my journey. Streamer doesn't understand egg. Emotion is egg. SFH. I don't get the egg. Well, we have our first ever artifact. So I can't buy artifacts, but I can find them. That's interesting. I wonder what happens if I use it. But I think we're gonna call it here. I'll use it next time, the cube. So just think about the cube. Think about the way that the cube looks. Think about the way that the cube feels inside of your pocket, okay? And just hold on to that feeling, because you're gonna have to, because I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to ask my wife. But this game is good, okay? Thank you for helping me with the thank you for helping me with all the like topics. I was worried about whether or not I'd have enough topics to talk about. Because I will say, it's hard. Listen, streaming is the hardest job that I've ever. I'm just kidding. I'm just talking about you. Streaming is easy, but it is hard to think of a topic every single time. I'm gonna do this thing I think in the future where I prepare a bunch of topics to like talk about. I think that's the best way to like do it. Oh, the Skate Story release, a demo was great. Oh yeah, that game. I wanted to try that game out. Yeah, because that game actually looked like cool. It's like you're skating, but it's like a RPG game or something, right? Oh, it's like a roguelike thing. I don't know. Let's see. But I've been meaning to like try it. Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I can glitch this like jump. Can I do this? I can almost do it. It really is. Okay, that's sick. Almost do it. It's something. Not sure. You just. I mean, that's a good game though, and it's from was it Digital Evolver Digital? I feel like they have a good handle on like games that are strange that you might want to play. That's like makes you question what you know almost. Like I really enjoy their stuff. There's nothing here. Why is it nothing here? I glitched the game to get over here. What do you mean there's nothing here? Chat, I may be the first person to ever make it to this one peninsula. I don't even think people know that this spot exists. I don't even know if you're supposed to be here, actually. I have no clue if you're supposed to be here. I think I might have bugged the game. But it's worth it to try. Soundtrack is superb. Yeah, I heard that the soundtrack was really good. I mean, everything that... I mean, not to say that the publisher is the creator of the game, but to say that, like, the games that they publish, the developers that they choose, really seem to know what to make. Like, it's like every single time, I've never seen a developer from that, like, ecosystem be not interesting to, like, experience the work of. And it really goes to show that there are so many cool ideas out there if only they were given the time of day. Only. Wait. No. Wait. Chat. I'm soft locked. I can't leave. Uh-oh. Wait. Oh. Well, it looks like we have to restart the game now. Seems like I'm soft locked in the spot. There's not really much I can do. Thanks for watching, everyone. This game is fun. It's very fun. I really enjoyed the secret finding. I maybe went a little bit too far, but you know, it's a fun game. And there's a lot to do in this game. I really enjoy all the mechanics. The level design is just, it's honestly so amazing. Is it a secret or a bug? I'm going to assume bug because I don't think they would do this. But also, what do I know? Because as far as I can tell, I'm surrounded by water. And it seems like you fall fairly far too, from this point on. And I can only move left or right. So it's like, there's no way for me to go from here. So I think I'm doomed. I think I'm doomed. But I really enjoy this. See? He Karamari'd his way into the abyss. Yes, I like that. Karamari'd. I found the hidden boat. The hidden boat is a rock at the bottom of the ocean that your body eventually lands on out before it bloats and floats to the top. Because you drowned and you died. I love this game.